Hello everybody, welcome back to Train Sim World 6 once again. We're going to be heading out on the Cajon Pass here with the ES-44, and we're going to the West Inspection spot. We got a long journey. All right, made it back up into the cab. Let's go ahead and get things all set up here. Reverser is forward, and we're in the middle here on the throttle. Let's make sure that we have our generator field on. Let's turn the gauge lights on, why not? Anything else here? It doesn't look like it. Let's get the fan on and we'll open up the window. It is a hot day here. All right, let's release our brakes. You can see right here, we're using the rail driver and independence off as well. We're gonna let this system do its thing and we'll put this thing into notch. We'll start with 2, start rolling. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, right? Bring it back a little bit. Already starting to roll because we're on a 1.6 downgrade. Bring it on back. About notch 2. That'll work right there. Bell's coming on. Let's let them know we're moving. Turn on safety system alerter to receive additional points. I thought I had it on, but maybe not. That's okay. Let's go ahead and put this thing into neutral. I'll just off on that because we're doing 28 miles per hour. It's 50, but we have a 1.6 downgrade here, so that's going to take a minute to slow down. Let's make sure we're not increasing too much speed. We can always use the dynamic brake as well, so we can throw that thing up into here. Put it on like 5. Let's see if that helps. Keep about 30 miles per hour here. Run the dynamics up a little higher here. I think we're gonna need about 7 on this, because this thing's gonna try to get away from us quick. Only 1.5, but that's okay. I'm getting used to it. Haven't operated a big train like this in a minute. We're doing those commuter trains, and this is a whole new animal. We got our dynamic brakes screaming. We're gonna close the window for now. And it's holding pretty good here at about 35 miles per hour, because we're in a 45 zone. And I don't want to butt up to a 40 that much or use any throttle, because it will probably get away from us if we do that. So just using dynamic brakes right now. It's working out pretty darn good. How's he doing? Still depressed as always. Here, I'll turn the fan on for you, bud. There you go. We're going to put our dynamic brakes into setup right now, as we are starting to level off a bit here at 1.0%. So we'll only use the dynamics when we need to, but right now we can actually just roll freely, which is nice. 30 miles out still. We got a long way to go. But what do you think about next week? Because today was Tuesday. We heard nothing from Rockstar. But we have that GTA Online update coming out, so I'm sure they're going to be releasing some information on that soon. We do have a crossing here. A small dirt road crossing, but hey, we'll take it. You know, anytime we get to use our horn, we're excited. But going back to what I was saying, next week is lining up a bit better, or possibly on Friday. Maybe we'll get something on Friday. I don't know. I really don't know. I am still working on my GTA 6 breakdown video, and that will be coming out this week. I promise you. I promise. Was happy to get my LSPDFR fixed. That was a big problem for a while. It was just a pack adjuster. It was the heap adjuster, actually. When I had reinstalled something, it reset it back to 650 instead of 2000, so that was a problem. Oh, here we go. It just jumped straight to a 30-something, 35, 38 mile per hour zone. We'll run those dynamics up, baby. You know how we do it. So now that I have that stable again, I'll be making some more LSPDFR videos for y'all. And there goes the end of that train. All right, we can get our speed back up once again, so let's bring this thing into about notch 2. 3 is too much there, so let's bring it back a little bit. There, notch 2 works. Get it back up to speed, and then we'll get those dynamic brakes on once we hit about 30 miles per hour. It looks like we're going to be at a 45 mile an hour zone right now. But this will be the part where we're going to kind of just cruise a bit. I'm going to try to get this thing in a spot I want it to be, because we need to make some better time than we are right now. So obviously I'm not going to have this entire trip of 29 miles in this video. It would make it insanely long. So we're just going to take some highlights of our trip along the way. We're 0.3%, so it's not too bad right now. We're keeping notch 2 going, so we're maintaining speed forward, which is really cool. There is that DLC that came out, the BNSF, I forget the name of the loco, but it has mixed reviews on it, so I didn't pick it up yet. But let me know if it's something you really want to see, and I'll spend the $16 on it so we can explore it together. There's no new routes or anything, it's just the locomotives themselves. So that's the reason why I didn't jump at it, you know, because we still have Cajon Pass and what's the other one? Something Creek. We still have those. So I was like, well, we haven't even finished a lot of these runs. So before we jump into a new loco, we might as well use what's already here in Train Sim World, right? So it threw another weird speed zone on us here, so I'm just using dynamic brakes right now to keep her slowed up, but we shouldn't be exceeding 40 here. It's just being kind of pissy at us a little bit. That's all. We're on a 0 grade right now, so it shouldn't take us too much to slow down. Let's go back into a setup here. That'll work. We should be able to just kind of coast right here for right now. Also, these stutters, man, they are still very present in Train Sim World 6, and it's really unfortunate. All right, we're bringing her up to notch 3. We're going to try to get up to about 55 miles per hour if we can. Trying to keep our best speed right now towards our destination. All right, there's 50 right there. We're bringing it back into, let's just go with the dynamic brake about 1. And then we can slowly get this thing to maintain a decent speed right here. Just kind of jumping in between setup and dynamic 1. There we go. Still got a green signal ahead. Dynamic brakes are rolling down right now, and we are on a 0.6% grade here, just hanging out right around the speed limit. Open the windows on this side, and how about you, buddy? How you doing over there? Let's go check on him. You doing good? I'm gonna open the window for you. There you go. Look at that. We'll get that fresh air in here. That's what we needed. That is what we needed. Have a look outside here. Oh yeah, we are cruising along here, aren't we? Not bad at all. This guy runs fast, dude. He is a fast runner. Well, rain has begun to fall here as we are just keeping the dynamic brakes in, coming down the hill. But yeah, I got foggy and rainy pretty fast. We do have dynamic weather on today. All right, dynamic brakes are rolling off again. Just trying to maintain this 55 the best we can. Now we have this slight uphill happening here. But the rain has come down and it's been pretty pretty steady. But yeah, still stuttering away. 18 miles out from our destination. All right, we're increasing speed again. Let's go dynamic brakes up into, let's do 3. That's been working out pretty good for us on this trip. And they kick in pretty fast. There we go. Look at that, maintaining 55 exactly going down this hill. $15 miles out right now. We're making pretty good time, I must say. Now that we've gotten out of that first, beginning part where we had all those slow spots, but now that we're moving forward at like 55 miles per hour, it's been nice. I'm pretty stoked for the ATS Road Trip DLC coming out. I think we're going to get that sooner than we think, mainly because they already showed the coach buses for Euro Truck. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to probably play Euro Truck again because of the bus DLC. There's a lot that I wish, other bus sims had that SCS already just has there, map-wise. So I think that's going to be really cool. And I can see that coming back to the channel. I'll also be back in American Truck Sim before too long. But thank you for the love and support on the recent Road Trip DLC. I know some people didn't like the music. The thing is it's not, top 40 hits or anything like that. But it's licensed music. It's not like it's, royalty free. It's licensed music and it gives you something to listen to. I tried to put something in there for everybody. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a previous video here on the channel, you'll see a Cadillac Escalade. We drove from Chicago to Los Angeles. It was pretty awesome. I always love doing those long road trips. You get to see a lot. But I am waiting. I know some people wanted to see Route 66. We'll get our kicks on Route 66 once that DLC drops. Like, we can take a Mustang or something down there. That would be a lot of fun. So I plan on doing that and covering that whenever that time comes. Just shy of 7 miles out from our destination, and we're just holding her right here in dynamic brake of about 2, and it's been holding right where we need it to. especially on some wet rails like this. Oh, it's jumping into 3 there. I see. All right, let's bump it back a little bit. Come on. There you go. Get back into 2. 2 is working out great for us right now. Not too much, you know, to where we're doing about 45. But once we figured that out, where it's happy, it's been very pleasant. Raining this entire time. I think it's rained more this trip than we saw the sun. All right, about 2.8 miles out to our stop. We're going to start slowing down about a mile out, I guess. And the weather has been kind of lifting a little bit here and there. Like, the fog is not as heavy as it was. So, I don't know. It might stop raining by the time we get to our destination. We're going to have to see. All right, we were speeding quite a bit. I was getting a cinematic shot of us entering the yard, and I didn't realize that it dropped down to 25 so fast, so I just used some of the old automatic brakes, got her slowed down, but we're just crawling right now in Notch 2, 3,300 feet to go. .900 feet. All right, let's start using our automatic brakes here. We're at 0 on the throttle. That's working pretty good. That's working pretty good. I don't think I have to even use any independent brake here. We'll see. Maybe when we come to our stop, but no, now she's really starting to grab. All right, release that. Ever so slightly. Let it roll to its stop, and then we'll use independent brake as well. There we go. Go suppression on you and full on our independent brake. And there we go. Objective complete. Like I said, we were speeding like a Dickens coming into the station there because I was getting that cool shot with the truck. But that's all right. No big deal. There you have it. That was a fun run in the ES44. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And if you want to see more of it, I'll see you next time.